faster.
Hey there guys, and welcome back to UnJaded Jade. Welcome to a very random video. So you know sometimes you're just like doing something with your time where you're just like, what am I doing here? That is what I was doing. I needed to try and clear some space in my room because I just am a mess always and there's stuff everywhere all the time. And I have a drawer where all my GCSE stuff was kept and like a few things that I really prized from like year 9. And I just thought it could be kind of fun to go through some of my old revision notes and some of my old work just to prove to you guys that even if you are struggling a lot with whatever you're doing right now, it is so temporary, and at the end of the day all this work that you're doing, haha, you'll either get rid of it or it's gonna end up in a drawer. So if you're feeling stressed, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You've just got to keep going till you get there. It's also very weird to think that all these sheets, all these books, all these textbooks, notes, etc., all compounded into the education that I have now. Just before we get proper reminiscing, I just want to say that this video is so kindly sponsored by Skillshare. This is honestly crazy to me because I first downloaded Skillshare when I heard about it through a creator. It's basically just an amazing online learning community. They have thousands of courses, over 25,000 classes in everything from design to business, technology, productivity. It really encourages the idea of lifelong learning, which I love, and you can get a premium membership which allows you access to all the courses. Some of the courses I'm most interested in are the French ones because I'm trying to improve my French, and it's really nice to be able to like listen to some conversational French. And I also just found a series hosted by Thomas Frank, and he is a productivity king. I didn't even know that he had a course on here. Because Skillshare love the UnJaded community, they have been so kind and they are basically offering the first 500 of you guys to click the link in my description a free 2-month unlimited trial. This is how I first used Skillshare, was through an unlimited trial, so get on it. First 500 people to click the link and you get access to all the courses, as many as you want to do. Yeah, and then after that it's like $10 a month I think. But yeah, thank you for sponsoring this video, Skillshare. Let's go cringe at my old revision notes. Okay, so Science GCSE. I had no idea how to revise because back in the day I remember thinking GCSE Science, there was just like the most content ever. And obviously this is before I did A-level, so it's all relative, isn't it? But what I did was, I remember, I spent a few weeks of my holidays compiling as many condensed notes that I could from the CGP textbooks, my class notes, the actual textbook, and I don't know if this is still a thing, but it was a thing when I did my GCSEs, and it was called My GCSE Science. It was like an online site, probably an equivalent of that for the new spec, but yeah, I did purchase that. I never had like a tutor, but I guess because I bought that was kind of like an online tutor type thing. And I had a notebook for physics, for chemistry, and for biology. Who knows where that is now. And I would just condense all my notes, which, like, I mean, it's good having all these notes summarized, but in all honesty I don't really know that this helped me learn it. I think it was just a good place to like have all the info, but like I didn't sit here and just memorize it from this. And I really wasn't very aesthetic, like, as you can tell from this. Like, sorry, what? Oh, we do have some highlighter here. Very nice. My recommendation to you is, it is definitely worth condensing your notes in some way, like whether you have a book or, I don't know, whatever you do. Oh my god, look! Electrical circuits, cute diagram of the eye. Sorry, tangent. Yeah, my recommendation is to have your notes in some way, but then spend the majority of your time actually doing like active recall style revising, like blurting for science. I think it's just crucial. Or for A-level I switched from just doing like standard notes to making flashcards, way more helpful, because then the notes themselves are like testing you instead of you just sat there like looking at them or highlighting them. But whatever you want to do, it's a learning curve, isn't it? Oh my god, I don't even know if this is in the new spec, but what was it, Fleming's left-hand rule? Do you remember that? Do you have that if you're doing GCSE physics right now? Thumb is movement, first finger is field, and second finger is current. And then you like align it to whatever like circuit you were given. I don't know. But I can remember in my exam being sat there and like, because you know everyone sort of does the paper at different paces, I can remember like subconsciously being aware of people going like this, and obviously if they were doing that then it meant they'd hit a question with like the motor effect. Oh, and at the back of this notebook, making good use of paper, I've got some geography notes, different river formations. Oh, I remember this, we did oh, I've just ripped it out. Okay, good one, Jade. We studied a volcano in Iceland called Eyjafjallajökull, and I can remember feeling super proud when I could spell Eyjafjallajökull in my exams. And I can remember for geography, it's just facts, isn't it, right? The number of case studies you've got, the number of random facts. Just for this one case study, I've got like 10 numbers here to remember, like 100,000 people stranded in London, 20 farming families evacuated, 95,000 flights cancelled. Like, that is so geography. And I used to make posters and put them in my room, which was case studies. I would make them look quite aesthetic and pretty, and I would focus all the attention of the colour and the sizing of text on the number. For example, with this 100,000 people stranded in London, I would have had my poster for Eyjafjallajökull, the example, and then I would have had like 100,000 in big, people stranded in London, and then I might have drawn a photo next to it of loads of people. And while I was brushing my teeth in my bedroom, I would look at the poster and I would kind of test myself on those numbers. And I can remember being sat in exams conjuring the case studies to mind, and because I'm quite a visual learner, I would conjure the pictures that I had drawn. So I would bring the picture of that airplane from the poster into mind, and I would have remembered that I wrote a huge 95,000 flights cancelled over the airplane, and that will kind of like jog my memory. But that was all repetition of looking at the posters every day. Yes. Ooh, science. I also made some sheets with notes on it. This table, I just stared at it for hours until I knew it. Which food group was broken down where by which type of enzyme. Crucial knowledge. Oh, my old anthology. GCSE Moon on the Tides. I don't even think this is the one you do anymore. So here we go. All my annotations. Good times, good times. I would just annotate all the language devices, structure, good times. I loved English. Okay, so I've just found my Year 9 English book. I loved creative writing. That was my thing, especially in Year 9. I can remember loving English. Firstly, what is my writing? That's not nice. I went through a phase of dotting my I's with like circles, and I think I did that for like quite a few years, until I think it was my English teacher. She was like, yeah, it doesn't look very professional, and I felt really hurt by that comment, and I changed it to dots. So I've just stumbled upon this list of bullet points, and the heading of the bullet points is Bluebeard, and the first bullet point I wrote is, he had a blue beard. Like, obviously, Jade, that's like in the name. Oh, I remember having LOs. Do you have like LO, like learning objective at the start of a lesson, like objective, and like write it down in the title? I actually had a reputation going through school when it came to anything wordy of writing too much. Like, I would just write reams and reams and pages. I don't even know why. Honestly, I think I just became that annoying student who was like, yeah, I want to go above and beyond or whatever. But yeah, especially before GCSE, I just always wrote too much. We were studying To Kill a Mockingbird, and we had to write an extract from the book, like rewrite the scene. And I wrote like half my English book. The teacher's comment was literally just, you need to work on being more concise. And that was like my comment all the time. And she was like, which bits could you have cut? And I can remember I had to like write a message back in my book, and I was like, I suppose I could have cut this, I suppose I could have cut this. I didn't do history for GCSE, but I can remember when I did history, like I would just write unnecessary amounts for essays and stuff, just because I enjoyed it. And I also had a reputation for writing really fast. Honestly, I think that was just me being like a teacher's pet annoying person for a good few years. And then as puberty hit and I grew up more, I was like, a bit lazier. But it's just funny to reminisce. Oh, another one. I'm just flicking through the feedback. Try to be more succinct. Do you know what? It's just the same in my Instagram captions, isn't it? Like, I just write too much. I just can't. I just waffle. just waffle. I can remember writing some really dark things as well. Like we would have creative writing tasks, or you know, like in the English language exam there's like that creative writing section at the back. I would just write some like weird things, and I can remember people asking like, oh my god, are you okay? Just because I was writing things on like really deep topics, and I was like yeah, I'm literally fine, like why would you even ask? And at the time I couldn't even like fathom why it was weird to write about things like suicide. And I remember I always used to say to people like, oh, it's so much easier to write about like sad topics than it is to write about happy topics. Which, now that I'm saying it, does sound really deep. French. This is year 11, crunch time. I'm guessing it's the same for new spec, but I remember we got sent like a list. It was 31 pages of A4 of vocabulary that we were kind of expected to like know like most of, to have a good chance of getting like top grade. And I remember printing it out. I had like, it was like Easter maybe, and I would make it my mission to go through like a page of that like every day, and then test myself the next day on yesterday's words. And what I would do is I would fold up a piece of paper, so on one side it would say the French, and one side it would say the English, and then I'd fold over the English so I could just go down the line of French and I could just translate it. So I'd like just go through each word and translate it, and then I'd flip it, cover the French, go through the English and say it in French, which is good because it's just like active recall. And I remember I used to sit in the bath and I used to put a transcript on, one of the past year exam speaking transcripts. No, not speaking, listening transcripts. I would listen to one of those in the bath, and I didn't understand most of it, to be honest. Like, I couldn't make sense of it, you know, helping myself out by just listening to more French. When I did a language at GCSE back in the day, the GCSE system was pretty corrupt, I think, because we had it so much easier than like any of you guys do. I literally knew all the questions for all the speaking exams in advance. We would have to write a paragraph, get the teacher to help us write it, and like check that it was grammatically correct. Then it was a memory game of how well could you remember that paragraph. So I'd sit in and memorise it, and then you just go into the exam and recite the paragraph that you've memorised to the question that you already know. Which is exactly why I don't speak French now. So yeah, if you're doing a language at GCSE and it feels really tough, in a way it's good, because I do think that you are likely going to be learning the language and actually being able to use it, whereas I very much learned the language to pass a test. Oh, all this vocab, love it. Look how many maths books I have. Why did I keep all these? I didn't keep all my subjects, I only kept things I thought would be useful in future. Because I was doing maths A level, I kept them all. Do you guys prefer using exercise books this size or this size? I am definitely an A4 gal. I don't miss maths at all. Volker is 100% better at maths than I am. Oh my god, okay, I found a whole folder of GCSE maths past papers I did. That's the secret to maths though, isn't it? It's just like practice, do more of it, practice. Even when you don't get it, go see your teacher, and then when you get it, go practice some more. And if you forget it, go practice some more. In case you're wondering, my favourite subject at GCSE was drama. I loved drama so much. It was just like relaxing in comparison to everything else. I loved the groups that I was in. I had great friends in drama, good banter. We played games, warm-ups, and I was there for that. Worst subject, I think it varied. I always felt a lot of pressure in maths, I think. When I didn't understand maths, I'd get really stressed. I didn't love physics at all. My revision at GCSE just was not nearly as good as my revision at A-level. Like, it was good. I think I put in the hours and the work and whatever, but it was not as efficient. I spent a lot longer than I could have. If you've made it to this point in the video, I am shocked, to be honest, because I feel like I am just rambling on. So thank you. Basically what we've established in this video is that I was an annoying teacher's pet. I tried super hard all the time. I was messy, quite disorganised, like these notes aren't a mess. I've just got sheets everywhere in that drawer because I never bothered to put them in a folder. Be more efficient with your notes, Jade. Flashcards would have helped me more. But also the fact that there is a light at the end of the tunnel and you will not be doing it forever. Value that education while it lasts, because I am so grateful that I did all the subjects that I did. Like, there are random moments in life where I don't know, I'll just have knowledge on something just because of GCSE. Or like, yeah, if you mentioned Ejap Jalajokul, I know what that is just because of GCSE geography. Otherwise, I probably would have had no idea. Keep working hard. It is benefiting you somehow, and you will look one day and you will be proud of yourself. So yeah, go slay your revision. Get on it. Have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you for being here. Bye.